Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. With me, we have Tiny Bobbles
Yeah.
and special guest of the day, Wolfman from Wolfman Gaming / Global Stream Machine. How are you, Wolfman?
Heyo, I'm alright. Doing good. How's things going? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Tiny, how's it going?
Doing good.
Beautiful. So, Wolfman, is there any way, would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Wolfman Gaming from Global Stream Machine. I play games, read books sometimes, and that's about it, really. Over on the Facebook machine.
And that's the very fireplace you use for your streams.
It is. Yeah, let me do other way. That way. Fireplace that way.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Tiny, introduce yourself.
Yo, I'm Tiny Bubbles from Tiny Bubbles. I play games too.
That she does.
That's pretty much what I do.
All right. So, the theme of this podcast, what this podcast is about, is we are going to discuss supernatural creatures for this season 1, and this episode. We're going to be talking about creatures from the Philippines. So, Wolfman, do you know anything about the Philippines in general, I guess, first, and then we can talk about supernatural Filipino things after.
Not exactly, no. I've never really been over the Philippines. The closest I've been is probably Bali. But, yeah. Besides that, nothing.
Nothing? You
Nothing
know,
really.
You know anything about the food?
Only what I've seen from your work, really, like from your videos on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, no.
Nothing, huh?
I am
Not
interested
even-
in the folklore. However,
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. We were just talking earlier, actually, in the stream today about Isaw. Did you hear when I was talking about that?
no.
Isaw. It's a street food in the Philippines, and basically it's a chicken intestine, just like on a stick.
Yum.
It's
Sounds
very
tasty.
good. It's very good,
good.
actually.
It's very good.
Like I
It
can
kind of speaks to my butcher background, though, so that's fine.
Sometimes I can just sit down, buy like 20 different pieces of Isaw, and we can take them out in one go. They are very good. You'll have to
Yeah.
try it sometime. Well, you said you're a butcher,
Yeah.
so you've got access to
And
chicken
little-
intestine.
Well, sausages
make-
get. Put
Mr.
it
Wolfman
into
is the butcher.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Bubba. Leatherface. Should've known.
Not that kind of butcher.
But like you've got access to chicken intestines, then probably, right?
Oh, Mr.
I
Wolfman's camera.
could if I wanted to. Yeah.
So what do you have to do? Just clear it out, Tiny? Do you just?
I
have
don't
to-
actually. I wouldn't. Don't do the intestinal bit.
Oh.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I could get them if I really wanted to.
Yeah, they're good as long as they're cleaned out well.
Yeah.
If they're not cleaned out well, you could say that they taste like crap.
Good. Literally.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
do,
I'm
you,
just.
you can tell when they're not cleaned out very well, though.
Mhm.
Because they kind of have a little bit of funk to them. But anyway, that's the street food topic of today. Moving forward, you know nothing about Filipino folklore, or have you seen anything about it at all, or are you coming in pretty blank on Filipino folklore?
I'm pretty blank on Filipino folklore.
Does Australia have folklore?
Not necessarily. There's tons of beliefs out there. Like there's the drop bear. There's the drop bear aspect, which
drop
is a
bear?
myth.
Is that a
Yeah.
bear that
And
drops
there's
out
the
of a
bunyip,
tree?
I suppose. The bunyip's kind of like a folklorish thing. It's a mythical creature.
What is a bunyip?
A bunyip is it's a creature that lives in the river. It's basically a protector of the river, as far as I recall. I'm a little loose on the details, but yeah.
Is it like what kind of animal would it look like? Is there any physical description or?
It kind of varies depending on the person, realistically. But yeah, it could be a bog monster or some kind of like beast. It's just a beast creature.
Beast creature.
Like I said, loosen the details. I haven't read up on the Bunyip in quite a few years.
Yeah. So like the size of a person or bigger?
Probably bigger than this person.
Like a bear.
More like a bear-ish, if anything.
What was the drop bear? That bear that falls out of a tree?
The drop bear is essentially a koala or like an evil koala. Which if you're not carrying an umbrella or something, it'll fall on you.
Oh, is that just like
Hence, drop bear? It drops out of the trees and attacks.
Koala falls asleep, slips off the tree, smacks someone.
Yeah, high on eucalyptus from all the leaves, and just drops on your head.
Nice. Out of nowhere. All right, so the blank slate's actually pretty good because the one we've got for you is a pretty popular one. It's called the Aswang.
The Aswang?
The Aswang, yeah. ASWANG. And it is a type of... It kind of encapsulates a lot of Filipino monsters. A lot of them follow under the umbrella of Aswang. The ones we're going to talk about specifically are... We got the Manananggal. We've got...
Oh, they're famous butchers too.
Aswang's
No,
famous
butchers too.
Well, the Aswang are technically butchers.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go.
So I should be able to relate then.
Yeah, they're in the business. Right. So the Aswang is based. A lot of them, they're kind of vampire-ish like. They're most similar to vampires. A lot of them. And the ones we're going to talk about are the Manananggal. There's the Tik Tik. There's the Wak Wak.
Walk, 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 walk.
We'll talk about.
I'm liking these names already.
There's the Wak Wak. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. But yeah, the first one we're going to talk about is the Manananggal. And so the Manananggal is an Aswang that is said to live deep in the jungle. But the Manananggal is basically a floating upper body demon. No legs. It just floats. It's got wings. And it's got a very long tubular tongue.
Tubular tongue.
Yeah. I imagine like, I don't know, the sandworms in Beetlejuice, they pop out of the ground. Maybe that's like what the tongue looks like. Maybe it's got teeth inside of the tongue. I don't know. But yeah, a long tongue that's kind of a straw. And their main thing is they'll hunt for pregnant women at night. And they land on the roof. They break through the roof with their tongue, and the tongue goes down, and it tries to suck the baby out of the pregnant woman.
Wow. Well, that's something.
All right, let me see if I can pull up a picture here of an Aswang.
Guess what, Mr. Wolfman?
What?
They have hanging intestines.
Oh, yeah.
They have what?
Hanging intestines.
Hanging intestines. Well, they float, I suppose. So kind of makes sense.
We'll get more onto that in a second, but I don't know what picture to show. There's
hanging intestines.
There's a lot of pictures here to choose from. This one.
At least how the industry, showbiz industry are portraying it. Yeah, most of them have hanging intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a picture or a drawing of a Manananggal.
Neat.
Yeah, you'll see it in the other my shared screen. But yeah, you'll see no lower body. You got wings.
Yeah.
There's a few different ones.
Oh.
When you said hanging intestines, that's kind of what I was picturing as no legs and intestines just hanging out.
This one's
hanging out, just chilling.
This is kind of creepy looking. can see. This one's got long, glorious hair.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike every single one of us.
Of them.
Oh, this one's hardcore looking. Here we go. Boom.
That one's. It's got the tubular tongue thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's intense.
That's right. These other ones don't have the tongue sticking out. You gotta have the tongue.
It's gotta have the tongue. It's all in the tongue.
Okay, so yeah, so that's what it looks like. It lives in the jungle, possibly within the trees themselves. I don't know if it's like Winnie the Pooh, where like open the door and they live in, or if they like live up on top of the trees, or how that works. Tiny, do you know how that would work? Would it be like a Winnie the Pooh? They open the door and they'll sleep inside the tree in a nice cozy nook, or would they just live up on the branches?
I don't know. I know they return to their lower half and then live as a human.
What? So they do have a lower half?
We kind of skipped over that, but yes. I will. Well, we didn't skip over it. I was getting to it. So she just kind of gave you some info without any context leading up to it. But yes, they do have a lower half. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Okay. Because I was just thinking, how does it actually sit on the tree or wherever? It's got no legs.
Yeah.
But it has a lower half, so...
Yeah, the lower half stuff, like what we get into about it, it's going to be really interesting, I think.
it's got a docking
we're arriving
station.
at that. Yeah, it's a docking station. Yeah.
You should have
Charges
briefed
up.
me. I'm
Exactly.
spoiling.
Yeah, dropping spoilers. Let's ban her. It's her last podcast.
Ban Helmer.
All right. So, yeah, that's where they live. And they've got a diet of internal organs or phlegmatic discharge, which of the sick,
Yum.
which is
Ew.
yeah, scrumptious, just absolutely scrumptious sounding. And like I said, Aswangs, they're kind of like vampire-ish type creatures, right? So during the day, it actually takes the shape of an attractive, older, light-skinned, long-haired woman is the description that I found. But it could probably be any hot lady, any babelicious beauty, right? Like, how specific is that, Tiny? Could it be just any hot woman? Could be literally anyone could be an Aswang. As long as they're hot.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyone can be an Aswang.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be attractive, older, light-skinned, or long-haired, right? That's
No.
it could just be
no.
an attractive woman. Or it could just be someone, right? It doesn't even necessarily have to be a woman. Maybe it does. I think what my research said mostly women, but not necessarily all.
I know they're all long-haired and most of them are old, based on my experience.
Okay, so that description is accurate.
The attractive part, I'm not sure because I'm not looking at them.
Yeah. I'll be the judge of that. Point them out to me. And we'll start rating Aswang babes on a scale of 1 to 10.
Smash or pass.
Smash or pass. Yeah. Smash or pass Filipino Vampire Edition. All right, so what she said about having a lower half. So during the day, when they're babelicious beauties, they have a lower body. And they basically get into human communities through marriage. So they'll flirt, they'll get married, and then they'll be living among the people. And what at night, it separates its lower half and it gains the ability to fly, and it has to hide the lower half of its body. So split in half.
She'll incumbent somewhere.
Yeah, she'll throw those legs under the floorboards or something, and then she grows the wings and she can fly off, looking for pregnant women to suck babies out of.
It's very selective. Must be pregnant women.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how you get the babies.
Because apparently, based on what I heard, pregnant women and baby smells really, really good for them. Like how we smell fried chicken.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Makes
It's-
sense.
Yeah.
That's
Fried-
like spring
fried
chicken,
chicken.
only baby.
Is it right to compare
Other
it to
one.
fried chicken?
I mean, it makes sense to me. Baby fried chicken.
Yeah. Totally make the connection.
It's got that fried chicken baby smell. I get it.
Mm.
So yeah, and then when it finds its victim, like I said, it'll find its victim. It'll land on the house, insert its tongue through the roof, and it's got a really long and hollow tongue, and it uses it to puncture the womb of the sleeping woman and suck the fetus out.
Oh.
Yeah. And-
Like a milkshake.
Yeah.
There might be bulbas in there too in the stomach.
Yeah.
Bulbas.
Like a milk tea.
Yeah, milk tea.
Milk tea.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. Does it like? Does it like? I guess it would have to suck the baby full on. Because it's sucking it straight out, so the entire baby has to fit in the tongue, right?
Well, yeah.
She's-
Does it
it's eating
break
the baby
it down
whole.
somehow?
It's
Or...
got like. Does it have muscles in the tongue?
I don't know.
or is it like a snake where it sort of slowly eats it whole?
Oh, or yeah,
Oh, yeah, like a snake.
maybe that makes sense.
Yeah. And oh yeah. So and other times when baby's not on the menu, they will go succubus style and they lure men with their beauty to a private place and then eat them alive.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. And
With the tongue or without the tongue?
with the tongue, it said that they'll go for like the heart and liver and stuff. So I'd imagine.
yeah.
I'd imagine it would
okay,
be
so
kind of like
Piece by piece kind of scenario.
yeah. Go for the insides.
yeah, I'd imagine it would be kind of like watermelon style.
I'm getting wrong ideas in my brain right now. That sounded wrong.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm trying to figure out how it eats them, and I'm just a little bit of here and but there.
Yeah. Just use the hands, rip them out. In the Philippines, it's actually not. I don't know how it is in Australia. It's not rude to eat with your hands in the Philippines, right? So like, I could go get some chicken, cover it in sauce, rice, and you'd like peel the chicken, you grab some rice, you could dip it in sauce, and you just eat it with your hand. And
Yeah,
and it's,
finger food's a thing in Australia, so that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation, though.
yeah, they call it magkamay, which is basically, it would be like, hand your food, using hand as a verb. And so,
Hand your food.
so the Aswang would essentially just magkamay. Just grab the heart, grab the liver, shove it on in.
Dig in.
Take it. Ah.
But that's how it does it. It's ow.
But yeah, I'd assume that they'd have to like
Mm.
they'd have to get to it, because if it sounds like they want the organs more than the like flesh,
The outside.
it's healthy to not eat the skin.
Mhm. I had to
All
think
right.
for a second.
All right, so coming up next, so in Filipino folklore, there are varying accounts of the origin of the manananggal. One tradition, I found this really interesting. One tradition says that there is a black chick living inside the creature, like a chicken, like a baby chicken chick.
I was
Little
gonna say an
black-
actual chicken.
yeah, a little black chick, and it's living inside them, and it's passed on from the deathbed of those afflicted to another person who is usually a relative. And then the chick is believed to reside inside the body of the manananggal, eating the innards of its host while keeping them alive. It is this that is believed to be the reason why the manananggal craves the taste of human blood and flesh and transforms into its hideous shape. So basically, they've got a tiny, Sonic. They're powered by a tiny chick, like a Sonic robot. And you know Sonic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You bust open the robots and the little bird pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like the little chick is inside them. It eats their intestines, and that basically... So they basically go and hunt to feed the chick. And for whatever reason, the chick also makes them immortal. They literally cannot die.
The chick makes...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't die if they don't pass down the thingy.
Yeah, the chick keeps them alive. And they don't die.
It's kind of handy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In a disgusting kind of fashion. So you're immortal, but you need to do this for me.
Yeah. It's like a proper vampire. Vampires can't die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless there is a way for them to die, to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
So when a Manananggal is in her monstrous form, the sunlight is deadly to her, right? If she's in the sun, she dies.
What, you mean they don't glitter in the sunlight? Like
No. These
are
aren't,
those other vampires?
these aren't your sparkling vampires. But yeah,
What
so
vampire?
what happens is they hide their lower body, right? If they don't reconnect with their lower body before sunrise, they can't change back to their normal form. So the sun would come out and they would die. So what people do, if they are aware of a Manananggal's existence in the city or in the community, they would search for the lower torso, the lower body that she leaves behind during her nightly hunt. And then when you find it, you place salt, ash, or garlic on it. And that makes it so the Manananggal cannot combine with the lower body again.
Mm-hmm.
And it leaves it weak to the sunlight. And so salt the legs, can't combine, and they die from the sunlight.
And then she gets roasted.
She gets
Yum.
roasted. And she's the fried chicken. So yeah, your method of defense against a Manananggal is small containers of salt, ash, raw rice, and the smell of burning rubber will deter it from approaching a house.
Well, I didn't know about the raw rice. I should try that next time.
Yeah. Or like if you've got a car and you just drift all the time.
I was about to say burning rubber is a thing. Just go burn out, you'll be fine. Spin the wheels a bit.
Swerve into your driveway from when you're coming home from work every day. Walk in, your family's like, "What was that?" You're just like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, you're welcome.
So that's the Manananggal. Do you have any questions about the Manananggal? Anything?
There's
that
an
you feel
exam
wasn't-
later.
Yeah. Got our quiz.
I can't think of anything except for
Except for what?
except for does what happens to the chick? I guess that burns too when the
Oh, right. The
When it
chick.
dies?
Yeah, I guess it would burn too, or the body. That's right. What happens to the chick? Does the chick live and it finds someone else to live in?
No, I think it dies
The
with
chick does die.
the Manananggal, I think. Yeah.
I thought
That's
I had
better.
information on where the OG chick came from, but I'm not sure.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What came first, the chicken or the Manananggal?
Chicken.
But yeah, that's
Yeah, what is there an origin story of it? Where did it originally come from? Was it from just the chicken, and then where did the chicken come from?
Yeah. Maybe it was a cursed chicken.
Oh, yeah.
One of the from the So I didn't do any research on this. I'm just aware of its existence. But maybe like the Sari Manok, it's a lucky chicken. Maybe there's a unlucky chicken.
Unlucky. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the Manananggal.
Yeah.
Thus, the Manananggal was born.
Like where did the very first vampire come from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
isn't
fair.
it from a bat.
Right,
Dracula?
I guess it
Oh,
depends
yeah.
on your interpretation.
But then the comparable question would be where did that bat come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a world we
cursed
never
bat?
know.
Yes.
But yeah, do you have anything else that you would like to add about the Manananggal, Tiny?
Me? Manananggal? No, you pretty much said everything. Well, here in the Philippines, when they make movies about Aswangs, they mainly use the Manananggal because they think it's more flashy.
definitely stood out when I was learning Tagalog. Right, I randomly looked up words in the dictionary because like you can find some interesting words, and I saw one that was manananggal, and I was like, huh, what's this? And then it described it, and it was like an upper half that floats around eating babies, and I was like, what?
What a word to find.
It's like, this intrigues
Of all
me.
the things you picked a vampire, a baby-eating vampire.
Yeah, but early on when I was learning Tagalog, I ran into that word, and I was like, that sounds whack.
Mm.
So there's also a tick-tick, which I could not find a huge amount of information on. Like, a bunch of these have their own Wikipedia article. Tick-ticks were mostly inside articles. Like, they were included, but they weren't the focus. You found them in the Manananggal article. It said that tick-ticks would often be hanging out with a Manananggal, and tick-ticks are like giant bird vampire things. Giant?
Isn't that the wak-wak, the bird?
Oh. Wait, is the tick-tick not also a bird? I thought they were both birds.
I know. Their arms look like birds.
The tick-tick?
It's weird that there's no like article about it when it's the tick-tick that hunts a lot in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like a lot more people will have encounter with tick-ticks than manananggals or
So-
wak-wak.
Tick-ticks aren't birds?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen a tick-tick in real life, but my mom's friend who got hunted by a tick-tick, like literally slid his arm through the wall. It said it looked like a scale. Its arms look like it's got a scale of the bird.
Like a scale of the bird? Like legs?
Just the arm. Yeah, like
There's
that.
like a bird leg reached its arm in?
It's not a bird. It doesn't look like a bird. Like it's just the skin, but it's still
Like the skin of a bird.
Yeah, skin of a bird, but with sharp claws and stuff.
Talons?
I was going to say talons.
Yeah, maybe.
I couldn't find. We can look it up. Let's find a
oh.
picture of a tick-tick. That's another reason that it was a huge issue to find tick-tick. Is freaking TikTok exists,
TikTok says hello.
and it's just like, hey, did you mean TikTok? Okay, so the tick-tick does look. Wow, that's. Can you guys still see?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I mean, the arms aren't not bird-like. They're like, they got talons and claws, and it's got glorious hair. So I guess it kind of has like bird aspects, but it also is like, does it really have 4 arms? Let's look at another picture. It's got a like sharp mace-like tongue. So it's kind of like also a vampire type thing.
Mm.
There's a movie.
But they don't detach themselves?
These ones do not. Manananggals are the only ones that detach. So are they just like Manananggals except for they don't detach themselves?
Yeah. Yeah, they still target babies and
claws.
pregnant women. Oh, not just pregnant. They also target strangers, like new people.
And the other thing I know about tick-ticks is if you hear a tick-tick, if it's really loud, it means it's far away. And if it gets quieter, that means it's closer to you. And it makes like a tick-tick.
Interesting.
I don't know if maybe it's being canceled out by the noise suppression. Let's turn that off. Right?
Oh, I sent you a video. There's a clip.
There's a clip. Okay. That's
Well, it kind of makes sense, really, because you wouldn't want to be loud when you're nearby.
Yeah, but you can still kind of. It's weird because I don't know if they get more quiet. Well, I guess it makes sense that they would get more quiet, but they're still making noise, so like they're not trying. I don't know.
I heard a tick-tick like recently this year, and Eric didn't hear it at all. It was during the it was during the blackout. Every time there's a blackout, like power outage, we always open the windows and open the doors. And then one night I heard a tick-tick. I stood up and asked him, "Did you hear that?" And he said, "No, it was close."
Wow.
I panicked. I closed all the windows and the doors.
Yeah, as you would.
I thought it was she mentioned it, and I thought it had come from the camera, but I guess it came from outside. The sound.
No,
Mm.
it
Because
wasn't
the
just
camera,
once.
the camera made a noise around the same time. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
but I heard tick tick and then also a whack whack.
So
Still
you-
bad though.
did
He
you
could
just
have had
barely
an
send it?
experience.
How long
it
ago did you
himself.
send the Tick Tick video?
Oh, did I not send it to you? I
You
can look for
did,
it.
but it's been a minute. When
Or
we were
maybe
doing-
I can
When we were doing research, she was sending a bunch of videos of Tick Ticks. They all say Aswang, which could be Tick Tick, but isn't like.
Mm.
Well, tick tick is an aswang, wak wak is an aswang, manananggal is an aswang.
Yeah.
Under the same category.
Yeah, that's what their race is called.
The Manananggal is the
Yeah.
most unique one, but Tiny suggested that we just kind of did most of the Aswangs in one video because they're all similarly vampire things. So
Yeah.
the Wak Wak is a vampiric bird-like creature, and it'll snatch creatures at night in rural areas of the Philippines. So similar as well to the Manananggal, but it can't separate its torso from its body. And some people believe that it's a form of vampire, but others believe it to be a night bird associated with witches.
Oh,
That's the Wak Wak.
that's different. But it doesn't come after the babies?
Probably goes after babies. But the source, I had them, I imagined them like flying down and just like picking people up in rural areas, these foresty, dark areas in the Philippines. Does it go after babies though?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them eat babies. Does
All
the
of them
Wak-
eat
Yeah.
babies.
Does the Wak Wak have a tongue, or does it like? How does it get the babies?
I know, wak waks are birds. Bird form.
So they'd like claw.
Like big, huge
Probably.
birds.
Just get to the
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the Wak Wak. Here, let's listen to the clip.
I think that's the one.
Is it that thing in the background? Wak Wak.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I heard too.
So that's the Wak Wak sound. Whack, 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 whack.
Intriguing.
It's loud, so it's far.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's like backwards. Loud so it's far, and quiet because it's close.
We were watching an episode of Destination Truth. Have you heard of that? Destination Truth?
Nah.
It's kind of
No.
like, it's similar to like a Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures type show, except for they don't just look for ghosts. They'll go and look for supernatural creatures, like even ones that they don't expect to find. Like they searched for a leprechaun in one episode, that type of thing.
A leprechaun? Did they find one?
I don't believe so. And so they had an episode where they went to the Philippines and they were looking for the Aswang. And there was a part where I think it was the tick tick is what it was. You could kind of hear like a
Yeah.
loud tick, 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 tick. Then it was quieter and Tiny was panicking. She was like, "No, it's quiet. You guys aren't safe. Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
That's a tick tick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear it, the like clicking sound. It was more prominent at the beginning. Now it's quieter. It's not the cricket though. The cricket's separate. I actually don't hear it at all anymore. I only heard it for a little at the beginning. I don't hear it
There,
anymore.
I hear it. It sounded.
Oh, here?
It was not loud, and then suddenly it got loud,
Here, let
and
me
then
listen
Yeah.
here.
quiet. I wonder if the tick tick was moving. What is this? Now it's loud.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's the most prominent right here at the beginning. And then it's gone.
That's scary.
But there you have
That's
it.
scary.
Like it's noise suppressed out. The Yeah, as you can tell, they're called what they're called because of the sounds they make.
We give it the sound, yeah.
Because the tick tick goes, tick tick, tick, and the walk walk goes walk walk walk, and the mananango goes mananango mananango.
Does it really?
Oh no!
Charmander. Like Pokemon.
Like a Pokemon.
Do you have any questions about those or any thoughts on those?
Not really.
Do you guys have? Do you guys, Mr. Wolfman? Do you guys have similar stuffs like that in your place?
Not really. Nothing quite like that. We don't have like vampiric bird things with black chickens.
Yeah. You got
like the Aboriginals have got folklore involved. I just don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'd have mythical creatures that I'm just not aware of.
Interesting.
Yeah, you guys have your mythical creatures live out in the opening among you.
Mm.
You've got snakes. You've got spiders.
Yeah, we got snakes. They're not mythical though.
Yeah,
they're real.
Things that you can find in your toilet if you don't look before sitting down.
They don't even try to hide.
No, they're pretty obvious.
All right, we got one more for you. I had to tack this one on. I had to. We're talking about the were-dog, baby.
Oh, this sounds good.
And so...
Any relation to werewolves?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's called a were-dog because what someone said is Europe has werewolves, India has were-tigers, Russia has were-bears. The Philippines doesn't have any indigenous wolf population, so it just ended up being were-dogs. So it's essentially werewolves, but wolves don't live here, so...
That was a dog instead.
Dogs are the closest thing to them. Yeah. So... what the were-dog does is it infiltrates villages and turns into a creature by night around midnight. It can also be a cat or a pig. So were-cat or pig. And it kills and eats people, of course, particularly pregnant women. It's not easy.
About pregnant women.
Not easy being pregnant in the Philippines. I tell you what, just everything, every creature is just like, we want some of that. Particularly pregnant women that do not let their hair hang loose. So I guess if you're bunned up, then you're more of a target.
You're more of, yeah.
That's just one thing I read. I don't know how much of a deterrent letting your hair flow free is, but apparently it's at least some kind of deterrent. That it was worth a special mention. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So we're good to go. We got our hair flowing free.
Yeah, we're good.
It develops a taste for human flesh by
and I'm not pregnant either, so I'm good on that count as well.
You're in the clear. As long as it doesn't try to seduce you. It develops a taste for human flesh by eating food spat on or licked by another were-dog. So...
okay. I thought it was
not
just
even
in general
by
for
a
a second
human.
there.
Yeah, it has to be another were-dog. And unlike other Aswang, the were-dog does not infiltrate human communities through marriage, but as a traveler, such as a peddler or a construction laborer. No worries about the were-dog flirting. It's more likely to try to sell you something.
Oh, sell something.
So if someone walks up to you and they're like, "Hey kid, want to buy a pocket watch?"
Yeah.
They could also
Could be a were-dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were-dog.
Aswang does that too, though.
Do they sell stuff?
Yeah. Just to get a contact, because you're not supposed to make eye contact, or you're not supposed to invite them in.
Yeah.
That's a good, do they, like the vampiric, do they work the same as vampires where you have to invite them in, or can they just come in?
I think that I don't know. I know they try to infiltrate houses. They make holes though.
They take calls?
No, they make holes, but also they can get in. Holes. By the way, I forgot. They shapeshift. They can also get into your house. But
okay.
You're not supposed to make eye contact with them.
Yep.
Oh, you probably don't have to invite them in because, like you mentioned earlier, the Walk's arm just like reaches in and they try to break in, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably not quite that polite, but
so stay away from walls.
they're just like, hey,
and ceilings. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
so the were-dogs, like, do they just change form anytime? They're not restricted to full moons, for instance.
it says night here.
So just anytime after midnight.
Yeah, after midnight. It didn't say anything about the moon though.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if they're moonlight driven. Are they moonlight driven?
I'm not sure.
Probably not then. Because that's kind
No,
of
it just said after
that's like the
midnight.
werewolf's whole thing. They are the moon. Like you think werewolf, you think moon. But if it's not like that, chances are it's just any night.
And they're not a wolf; they're a dog, so that's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Bigger dogs, yeah.
Yeah, they're like domesticated wolves.
Domestic.
They're called lobo.
Lobo.
They're called what?
Lobo,
Lobo.
L-O-B-O.
Lobo.
Oh, lobo. Yeah.
Which is also the Spanish word for wolf.
I was about to say, yeah.
But what is
Oh,
also
really?
fun? Yeah. What is also fun though is lobo does not only mean wolf in Tagalog, it also means balloon.
Balloon.
And I don't
Yeah.
think lobo means balloon in Spanish. Oh, Spanish is globo.
Globo.
With a G, according to Google.
Add a G and it's a balloon.
Oh,
Yeah.
global
but-
in Tagalog is globe.
Globe.
Yeah, like a globe.
Globe. But yeah, so lobo in Tagalog also means wolf and balloon. So
Mhm.
anytime someone mentions a wolf in any context here, I like to switch it to a balloon and make a joke about it. And
Yeah.
I don't know
How
if
could
people
you tell,
appreciate
how can you
it,
tell the
but I always
differences
do
of the
it.
context?
Yeah, I mean, generally a balloon can't take the place of a wolf in most contexts.
Yeah.
The lobo tore my child to shreds last night.
How did the balloon do that?
Those balloons must be stopped.
The balloon had claws.
Haunted balloons.
All right, so we've got one thing to end on. We've talked about a bunch of creatures, all under the umbrella of Aswang, right? These are the Aswangs are the most famous things you'll hear about from the Philippines. Like, you talk about Filipino folklore, chances are the Aswang is the first thing that's brought up. If you watch a TV show about investigations in the Philippines, they're looking for the Aswang pretty much every single time. So we're going to finish it off, not with another Aswang, but we will talk about a story. It's the Maria Labo story.
That one.
Right? You want? Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, not Maria Labo. There's a Maria
That
Labo
one.
one. Which one were we going to do? That one or the other one? You said there was another one, right?
Yeah, there were two of them. They're all here. They were all from here.
Which one was Maria Labo the one that you said we should talk about, though?
It's up to you. But they both have different stories based on the legends from their town. The other one was close to my dad's hometown.
Which one do you think would be more interesting?
They're both interesting though. They're not that long, kind of a story. They're short. Oh,
So you think we should go through both of them?
yeah, sure.
You got time, Wolfman?
I was going to say, why not both? Let's go. Let's go.
¿Por qué no
Oh,
los dos?
They both have movies made about them, I think.
Should we watch the movies for the podcast right
Oh,
now?
that's too long.
What other movies? What are they called? For future reference.
They do have subtitles though.
That's cool. I could do subtitles.
There was another Filipino horror movie that was pretty good. I think Tiny recommended it to me. They got it actually had a remake in English. Like
They
for
did?
the US. Yeah, right? Were you not the one that told me about that?
No, wait, what? Which one?
I don't remember. Is it just called Seagull?
Oh no, that's not the one. That's not.
It's not the
No,
one we're
that's
talking
fiction.
about, but I was thinking.
But they did. Yeah,
I
it's
was just
called
thinking about that movie. While we're talking
Echo.
about movies,
Echoes.
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 Yeah, I was just talking if Wolfman's gonna look for scary movies.
Ah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That
Is
was
it the Echo?
Does it have Isa Calzado in it? Isa.
Isa Calzado and Angel
Yeah.
Locsin.
That's the Filipino version. I know Isa Calzado also starred in the Hollywood version.
Oh, she was in both versions?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, in Tagalog it's called Sigaw. It is Sigaw. And then the Echo is the English name, and it's from 2000.
The Echo.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's been a long time since I watched it, but I remember it being pretty decent.
It was pretty neat if you watched it here in the Philippines, but in Hollywood it's also neat.
I'll probably
There you
end up
have it. That's a
watching
review.
both. I'll probably watch both because just for are they both pretty similar, or is there differences between the whole Hollywood version and the Filipino?
The Echo is about a haunted apartment, and Maria Labo it's like a ghost story that follows the story of Maria Labo and doesn't have an apartment in it.
Okay.
What was the other one? Who was the other story that we're going to talk about? Maria Labo and who?
Teniente Gimo.
Piniente Gimo.
Teniente or Capitan?
Teniente. Capitan?
Teniente. My mom said it's Teniente. My mom is here.
Nice.
She's got first-hand experiences with Aswang hunting.
If she was more into being in front of camera, we could bring her on for some
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of experience.
She doesn't like being on camera, and I'd imagine having to tell a story in English would be even worse for her.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so I guess I'll just read this. It's a few paragraphs long. I think it's a summary. It's not like made to be dramatic or anything, but just kind of this is what the story is. So it's Maria Labo is from the province of Capiz. Is it Capiz? Capiz.
Capiz. That's
Capiz.
where we went. That's where we went yesterday.
Yeah, that's not far. From Capiz, Maria Labo has a happy family, and a kind and loving husband and one son. Maria Labo was deciding to work abroad, and I have to Englishify this English. Whoever wrote this isn't a English speaker. Not a primary English speaker, at least. She had a kind and loving husband and a son. Maria Labo decided to work abroad in England for the sake of her family. She had a good employer. Treated
Actually,
her well.
it's in the southeast.
Southeast.
Somewhere in UAE. Wait, is UAE like
Oh, wait,
south?
so this isn't even, like, correct?
No, in
Find
the
a different one.
I think somewhere in the comments they corrected the story the place. I'm not sure where exactly, but I know it's an Arab country.
So should I try to find a different source, or do you just want to correct along the way?
No, the story I think it's fine. It's the only mistake there is the place.
It's the location.
Yeah.
Okay. So Maria Labo had decided to work abroad in
Somewhere
Middle East?
It's in Arab. Yeah, Middle East, not
Middle East.
UAE. Middle East.
Italy.
All right. That makes sense, though, because a lot of Filipinos go and work in the Middle East.
Mhm.
Maria Labo decided to work abroad in the Middle East for her
Oh,
family.
it's called Labo.
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 My bad. Labo. She had a good
Labo is cooler.
She had a good employer who treated her well, but she did not know that her employer was a vampire. In the months she was employed, Maria was a combination maid and caregiver to her employer. The employer of Maria would always provide her with half-cooked liver to eat. What a sweet employer. Half-cooked liver?
Yum.
Not even a fan of
Huh.
fully cooked liver.
That protein. Yum.
You got that protein, yeah, high in iron. After months of working for him, she began to feel sick. She did not know that she had ingested blood of her vampire employer. Due to her unknown illness, Maria decided to return home to the Philippines to live with her family. Her husband was a police officer. One day, after the husband returned home from work, Maria told her husband that she had already prepared dinner, upon which time the husband of Maria sat down to the table and asked Maria, "Where is our son?" To which Maria replied, "Our son is right there." The husband of Maria did not know what she meant. He was unaware that the meat he had eaten that day was their son. So she goes and is employed. She eats the blood of her employer vampire. She comes home, cooks her son, and feeds it to her policeman husband.
Wow.
And upon opening the refrigerator box, he was shocked to see the head of their son in the refrigerator. The husband was so angry, he picked up a big knife and slashed at her face. And she had a big scar. She got a big scar on her face, which is why she's called Maria Labo, which means scar. Okay. Labo means scar.
Yep.
No, labo is like hacked.
Hacked. Yeah,
like
if you're playing
like how
Super Mario ROM hack, it could be a
hack.
Super Mario ROM Labo. I thought it was scar, so it means
the scar is from the labo. Labo is
from
an
getting
action.
Hacked. Okay.
Yeah.
From getting hacked.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but correction from that story, it was not fed to her. According to the story of the people here, even in the movie, it was based on, I think it was passed down on her, like with a little thingy. I'm not sure if it's a chick or a stone, but I know it's black.
All right. Oh, yeah. So, the chick thing earlier for the Manananggal, there were also traditions where it's a stone.
Okay.
It passed down. It was passed down on her. That was like the condition for her to be able to go home. Like, I'll let you go home, but you must get this from me, so I can die.
Oh.
You think that would have been more prominent in the story that I just read?
You think so?
They just kind of skipped over that.
She just went home.
Yeah.
She ate it and she peaced out.
Yeah. I think that's how it went.
Now we
at
have
least
motive.
in the movie.
That makes a bit more sense. So
yeah.
Instead of feeling ill and going home and then cooking their son up. Okay.
All right. So she was called Maria Labo because she was hacked. From that day on, she would stalk her hunt in different locations in the Philippines. And her husband, the policeman, continued to hunt for her because he wanted to kill her. Whenever she was known to any place within the Philippines, all the people tried to find or kill her to save their own children. So she becomes an Aswang, right, vampire thing, and now she's basically on the prowl. She's immortal, and she's hunting children, babies, and her policeman husband is trying to find her to finish it.
Stop it, yeah.
Yeah. And that is the story of Maria Labo. You got me. Every time I think of Hermione, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Because it's not Labo, it's Labo. There's so many moments where I've thought of that scene since I learned Tagalog. Just because, it's like the word contract or contract in English, but it would sound weird if you're sign this contract for me. It's weird. I get it. But
sign this contract. Yeah.
So there's a movie about that.
There was also a radio program about that too. I used to listen to it every night when I was a kid.
Oh, what did they do from night to night in it? Were they talking about sightings of it or of her?
No. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So you'd listen to it and they'd be like, Maria Labo has been over here doing this thing, or was it just like a repeat of what the story is?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Which one?
Oh, wait, what?
Yes, inclusive or. No, I asked, is it? I asked if it was.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Do they tell the same story every night, or is it like a season where they update what she's up? Is it different every day?
It's different. No, I think it's continuous, but also different.
Mm.
Okay. So,
I think there was a story that she came to this town too.
yeah, like nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, like in the university. Someone noticed it, her scar, and then someone, like, oh, it's her.
And they
And then she
chased her
just
out.
vanished.
She vanished.
Yeah, and then, people started, coming and, started hunting her.
And she
Commotion. And
pieced
she
out.
vanished in the middle of the commotion.
The life of an Aswang.
Yeah, I was in high school.
So what was the other story?
Teniente Gimo.
Pin? Gin? What's the first letter?
T.
Tin.
Teniente. Or,
Yente. Tiniente?
yeah.
What's the last name?
Gimo. Gimo.
Tiniente.
Teniente, I think, is a rank.
Oh, that movie came out in 2016.
Oh, really?
A newer one. In Iloilo, circa 1950s, legend has it that a barangay captain. So a barangay is basically a section of a city. It's not quite like a mayor. It would be like a city would be split into a bunch of different barangays. And then there's the barangay hall, which
Zone.
has zones. There's a barangay hall, which is a collection of zones.
Like, oh, yeah. Like, barangay is like a zone. Different zones.
Yeah. Just it's not the full
Like
city. It's just like chunks of the city.
Yeah, chunks.
Yeah. Like a suburb kind of deal of a city, maybe.
Yeah. So each each city chunk has a barangay hall, which has the people in charge and all of that. So the barangay captain is in the town of Dueñas. Dueñas?
Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. Belonged to a clan of Aswang. The leader of that clan was called Teniente Gimo. Gimo, or is it Gimo?
Gimo.
It is Gimo.
Sounds like a gaming company name.
Yeah, Gimo. The latest and greatest masterpiece from Gimo. And he was believed to be responsible for the many unexplained deaths where the victims were found without their hearts and kidneys. That organ harvesting, though. Teniente Gimo had a wife, Melba, and a daughter, Ella. According to the legend, Teniente Gimo's men mistakenly killed Ella to be served as the main course at the town fiesta.
Oh, whoops.
So they killed his daughter
Whoops.
to serve at the town fiesta. Oopsie daisy. It just kind of happened. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how this happened.
I didn't recognize her.
Blinked and she was dead, and also prepped for consumption.
Yeah.
This story makes for a good horror movie, but is this talking about the movie itself? Makes for a good horror movie, but the productions plan on giving us another interesting angle, combining horror with romance and comedy.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's what we look for.
Well,
in a
stick to
horror
the original
movie.
story when you can add an extra spin to it. Yeah.
Yeah, romance and comedy.
I've never heard of that.
It's the same story, except for when they reveal that the daughter is now a meal, a laugh track plays.
Yeah.
Is that the entire story? No, because we gotta have the follow up to that, right? Oh, so this is like it's a movie synopsis that's trying to get you to watch the movie, so it doesn't actually say what the follow up to that is. Hilarious antics, I'm sure. Let's check out this other source. All right. One popular story in Iloilo is about the story of Teniente Gimo. The story of Teniente Gimo, or sometimes Teniente Gimo, man, how many times are you going to make me say the name wrong? Was popularized on radio dramas.
A few more times.
Yeah. His family's story may be one of the most popular Aswang stories. There are different versions of this story. Here's mine. Teniente Gimo and his family were rumored to be a family of Aswang. He doesn't deny it, and he took pride with the power he had. People feared him, and he liked it. His daughter attended local college and had friends. During a semestral break, she invited her girlfriend, let's call her Maria, to visit the town. In other words, she invited two friends. How did her girl... There's a space, so I assume it means female friend and not like they're dating.
Yeah, female
Maybe.
friend.
Wait, in other words, she invited 2 friends? Why does it say that? During a semestral break, she invited her friend, let's call her Maria, to visit their town. And in the other version. For some reason, I read in other words. In the other, okay. Let's start that sentence over.
Okay.
His daughter attended a local college and had friends. During a break, she invited her friend, who we'll call Maria, to visit their town. Her friend Maria, excited to visit the town she had never seen before, agreed. Little did she know that she was going to be the next victim. Upon her arrival to Dueñas, Iloilo. Fun side fact, though. If you're ever like, okay, Google, and you get the robot voice to say Iloilo, it's hilarious. It's like Iloilo. I don't know. You can tell it sounds weird. It sounds kind of like when Baymax fist bumps. It's like Iloilo. Anyway, upon her arrival to the town, she was greeted with enthusiasm. Guimau's family was very hospitable to her. Maria agreed to share a bedroom with Guimau's daughter. At night, Maria was trying to sleep, but she couldn't. We call this namamahai, when your body still adjusts with the new environment. So while trying to sleep, Maria heard noises from the first floor. She heard people entering Guimau's house. She thought there will be a big party tomorrow. Wanting to see what's going on, she went out and peeked. She saw people sitting in circles with bolos for cutting wood and knives for chopping vegetables. Bolos?
Bolos are like
a hatchet?
Is that no like what is a machete? It's like
A machete, a really big knife.
like that one.
For cutting
Really
wood?
big knife, huge.
Yeah, like
a
that.
machete is what the trapper uses in DVD.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
That one. That's bolo.
All right, for cutting wood and knives and for chopping vegetables. There were children too. She thought there will be a big. Sorry, the cat.
Which is so cute.
I want to be part of the story too.
It looks like she just woke up.
I don't know what she's up to. Let me see. Let me just start at the beginning of that paragraph. While trying to sleep, Maria heard noises from the first floor. She heard people wanting to enter the house. She thought there would be a big party tomorrow. Wanting to see what's going on, she went out and peeked. She saw people sitting in circles, bolos for wood, and knives for vegetables. There were children, too. She thought there would be a big party until she heard one man saying, "Atlas, we could taste another human." Is that supposed to say at last? It says
at last.
Atlas. Atlas, like the net. Like
Atlas. Who's Atlas?
Atlas.
Maybe they tried to make it sound very Filipino in words.
Atlas.
At
We
last.
could taste another human. I'm going to start from a little earlier, and we will just go and I'll read that correctly. She thought there would be a big party until she heard one man saying, "At last we can taste another human." All the people giggled menacingly. I really love the word giggle to describe a mob of humans out, a mob of like Aswang outside. So which one? One man asked. The one with the wristwatch, replied Teniente Guimau. Hit her in the head so she won't struggle, he added. Maria trembled to her feet. She's the one they are referring to. They are all Aswang. They eat human flesh. Her friend was an Aswang too. She lured her to her death. Maria is the party. What could she do? They will surely know if she tried to escape. Maria was helpless. She needs to live. She's afraid to die. She went back to her friend's room. The daughter was still asleep. Nervous, Maria put her watch to the daughter's wrist and covered her with a blanket. She laid down on the daughter's side and acted like she was asleep. She heard footsteps and the door slowly opened. "The one with the wristwatch," the man said. Maria tried not to tremble, or else it would be the end of her. 2 men walked near Guimau's daughter. Mistaken as their victim, they hit her in the head. Blood flowed on the floor. They put her in the sack. They giggled. They giggled. Maria tried not to cry, and she was very afraid. When the men walked out, Maria walked away slowly. When nobody noticed her, she ran. She didn't care what she passed through. She never looked back. She does not want to. Maria heard someone shouting. It was Teniente Guimo. It was his daughter and not Maria. She continued running. They already knew. Find the girl! Guimo shouted while beating the man who killed his daughter. A group of people ran to find their prey. So Maria didn't care what was going on. All she wanted was to reach the main road, to survive, hoping somebody could help her there. The predators saw her from a distance. Hungry for human flesh, they ran toward her. She could see the main road. She could see them running toward her. She ran and ran. No help was visible. She cried. She was helpless. Then, just when she thought she was going to die, help came, and Maria will never go back again. It doesn't say what the help was. It just kind of
probably
help showed up. Yeah, someone probably drove by. Oh wait, no, 1950s. Yeah. Probably not. It would be walking by.
Yeah, probably some people, because it's a town fiesta, right? So there would be.
I guess in the 50s
visitors.
There could have been jeepneys, right? When did jeepneys start showing up?
Well, if there's a town fiesta on that story, then there will be people in the main road just, visiting to eat.
Yeah, it looks like 1950s has little cars and jeepneys and stuff. So a jeepney could have been passing by. You ever seen a jeepney, Wolfman?
I don't think so. What is it?
Here's a picture from the 1950s. This is a jeepney over there.
That looks like a bus.
Okay.
It's pretty small, though.
I think that's a bus.
Well, look, there's a person right here. And, they're as tall as...
I think that's a bus.
But it looks kind of like a jeepney, though.
Maybe it's hybrid.
There's not a door there.
It looks rather tiny.
Anyway, jeepney. This is a jeepney. This bad boy.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. I think I have seen one before.
Can you believe that the Philippines is phasing that out?
They're phasing all jeepneys out?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't like that idea.
The jeepneys are, part of the Philippines.
I know, right? But yeah, you were saying?
What would they replace them with?
Some eco-friendly ones.
Are they still going to be jeepneys, just eco-friendly ones?
I think so, but it's going to be modernized.
Okay. But yeah, this is what it looks like. You can hop into the back, and then you just sit along the sides, and they pack them full. Your legs,
I can imagine they would.
Pressed together. You don't get any more room than is absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of them are super bedazzled, too. It's not uncommon to see one with Goku on it, or Jesus, or Goku and Jesus.
Yeah.
Naruto's big.
They look fancy.
Or they're pretty bedazzled, and I love it. There's Mary and a race car.
Yeah.
There's one with
lots
Jesus
of stickers.
And also the American flag.
Because
why not? But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I don't know what I was expecting from the end of that story.
We still don't know what the help was. Just help.
Yeah, that was it. She was saved. Because the Maria Labo one, that was now she wanders the land, but now in this one there's still a city of Aswang.
Mm-hmm.
There is?
According to this story, because it doesn't say how it ends. Because Teniente Guimo was a barangay captain, according to the other article.
Yeah, he was.
At least that one explained how they accidentally killed his daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't even mention the... Oh, yeah, never mind, it does. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, the other one, it did explain that, right? It was just that one kind of kicked it off with the daughter dying.
Yeah. It didn't really explain how. It was just I accidentally killed their daughter. What? How do you accidentally do that? And then feast on them.
They had to rush the entire second story, shove it at the beginning so they could make room for the romantic comedy. So we just got a nice lead into a romantic comedy there with that story. Now, I'm curious about the movie. I might have to watch it just because.
Yeah.
What even comes next? But yeah, it makes it sound like the entire barangay at least human cannibals at a minimum.
I think they have a little community inside the barangay, but I don't think the entire barangay knows that there's such thing that exists there.
Okay.
It was a secret. It was a secret, but then since that incident, the secret was out in the open.
Okay, so the first story ended in Maria wandering around doing vampire stuff, Aswang stuff. And this one ends with it being like there's a little Aswang community.
Yeah. A secret one.
A secret Aswang community. Spooky. And that was in Iloilo, it said, right? It had a specific city that was in.
Yeah. Dueñas.
Dueñas. So if you're ever in Dueñas, Wolfman, keep those peepers open.
Yeah.
Stay away.
There you have it.
But there are also Aswangs in Manila, though.
Yeah, they're all over here. There you go. So that's about it. That's what we had prepared. Do you have any questions, or any addition or anything?
Not that we haven't really covered already.
Yeah.
So except for the were-dog, like as far as protection goes, is that similar?
Yeah, is the were-dog
Like,
the same?
does Silver hurt them? That kind of thing.
Interesting, yeah. I've never heard of that. I don't think the were-dogs attack people as much as Aswang do. Because Aswangs, if someone is pregnant in the area, you better believe there's gonna be an Aswang soon. Like it's very.
They tend to love.
Yeah, they love the babies.
Babies.
And
Love the babies.
people. Yeah, it's very, very consistent, especially in the province.
Is it always like unborn babies, or is it just babies in general?
Even babies too. They still continue to hunt or stalk even when the babies are out.
Yep.
I think they have this thing where they replace the babies with a banana tree trunk once like if the I think I think they attack the babies at night while the mom is asleep. They take the babies and replace it with a banana tree trunk, but it's like the parents are under the spell, but the moms are gonna know if that's their baby, right? Because that's their baby. It came from inside of them. So the one way to know that it's their baby, to confirm that if it's not their baby, they throw it out of the window, and then the baby turns into a banana tree trunk or something, or a tree trunk in general. I think there was an article or a video about it.
So to test whether it's your baby or not, you throw it out the window?
Yeah, because the baby would be dead, I think. I think that's how they do it.
This baby.
I don't trust this one.
Like if the baby's mysteriously dead and the mom thinks it's an Aswang attack, they throw the baby out of the window, and then it turns into a tree trunk. So that means the baby was taken and eaten somewhere else.
So in this situation, it's pretty obvious that the baby is not normal, at least.
No,
so.
right.
Yeah.
They're not at risk of throwing an actual baby out the window.
That's what I was wondering that. How do you know?
Instead of performing CPR, let's throw the baby out of the window.
Throw it out the window.
Let the wind revive it. But yeah, I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think there was a video about it. Or a mom. It's from Visayas too. Like she threw her baby in the window, and then there were her relatives were like downstairs, under the window, waiting to confirm it. And then when the relatives looked at the sheet that the baby was wrapped in, it was a tree trunk instead of a baby.
Oh,
intriguing.
Yeah.
Lucky it was right. Otherwise.
Well, what if it was her baby? She just...
Were they ready to catch it just in case?
Got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
All right, so there we have it. That is the Aswang in the Philippines.
Very cool.
Umbrella term for lots of different creatures, a lot vampiric in nature. A lot of them are pretty interesting. There are obviously a lot of similarities to vampires because we can just be like, they're like Filipino vampires, but they've also got their own unique features that sets them apart.
Like the docking station.
Yeah, like the docking station, exactly. Recharge during the day.
Just fold my legs under the bed for safekeeping and I'll be back.
Store them in
it smells like
specialized
flour.
nice box to make it a good storage container.
Yeah.
Waterproof.
The Aswangs actually store the insides of humans in jars.
Oh?
In jars?
Yeah.
So they do they not have to hunt every night? They can go get a bountiful haul and then They got.
Do they preserve them?
And they can just chill for a while, where they don't need to hunt.
Yeah.
Pickled.
Like if they can't attack humans, they attack livestock instead.
Oh,
Okay.
makes sense. That's I think that's similar to other vampires.
Yeah. A lot of the media about like we're vampires that don't eat humans is like livestock. We're different. We've changed. We've learned to integrate with human society. Those ones eat bovine blood. There we have it. So we can wrap it up. Thank you, Wolfman, for joining us. Tiny as well.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting.
Good having you for the very first episode of this podcast that I don't have a title for yet, but I assume
Aswang 101.
Aswang 101, except for this is only going to be the one video about the Aswang, so it would have to be Folklore Filipino 101 or something.
Yeah.
All right, any shilling you need to do, Wolfman? You need to let's shout out Wolfman once again. He streams on Global Stream Machine on Facebook 3 times a week.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times a week. 3 times a week.
Great time.
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah. Always a good time. I'll have a link to that in the description because we're on YouTube, baby.
Mr. Wolfman should play that game that you played, the one that was made by Filipinos.
Oh yeah, he saw me play that.
The
one.
hell.
Yeah, now you can enjoy that. The Manananggal is in it.
Yeah.
That's an
I would
interesting
be absolutely
game.
revolting at it.
Yeah. The good
It looks
Night is what it's
crazy.
called.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've streamed where I felt like I was obligated to put a photosensitivity warning in my title.
Yeah.
Just like, don't watch this if you've got epilepsy. It's not gonna be a good time. Because that game, there was so much happening. I was playing it, and there were some times where I was like, what is going on?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening. Farewell.
Take care.
All right.